Through me you pass into the city of woe. Through me you pass into eternal pain. Through me among the people lost for aye. Justice the founder of my fabric moved. To rear me was the task of power divine. Supremest wisdom and primeval love. Before me things create were none, save things eternal, and eternal I endure. Abandon all hope, ye who trespass here.
Wow, this place sucks. I don't like this.
Yeah.
When did you get there?
I've always been here.
I thought
you just plopped in.
Wow. Yeah. Clearly this is hell. What'd you do?
It's funny you ask. 'Cause I personally think it's bullshit. But God turned me away from the pearly gates because he said, I enjoyed Boku no Pico, and apparently that's a no-no up in heaven. So I'm here.
Ugh.
Okay,
God,
confirm
yeah,
that's a pretty bad offense.
Oh yeah, what'd you do, Mister? Huh?
God, was that you?
No, I'm not. I'm the guy with the boat. I said the line.
You're still here. Don't you have like other people to go? Anyway.
So what'd you do over there, Mister?
I can't really think of anything off the top of my head other than that time that I said I despised Boa Hancock on my One Piece podcast. Yeah, as it turns out, big man upstairs loves her to death. Can't imagine why though.
I mean, she is beautiful.
She do be beautiful.
Yeah, but
you definitely deserve to be here.
I don't feel like I do. I feel very not vindicated for this opinion right now. I feel very
With
unsafe.
that in mind, our journey continues with Hancock and Luffy arriving in hell. Impel Down. After using the trench coat technique and just barely managing to work around a cavity search, Boa sneaks Luffy into the heart of the prison and warns him to draw too much attention to himself. But we all know that's impossible for him. And it is here, on the first level of Impel Down, that the story of One Piece truly begins. Because Boogy the Clown is back, baby! That's right! Now we're following the story of the future king of the pirates. After teaming up to fight the guards on level 1, Boogy, being the generous man that he is, agrees to help Luffy and Ace down on level 5 for the small price of a treasure map, of course. Along the way, they beat up some blue gorillas and take down a hippo, free some prisoners who then realize life is way easier and safer in their jail cells. Mr. 3 was one of them and decided to join the dynamic duo, who also got word that there are some other familiar faces in the prison, but more on that later. Down on level 4, we see Boa and Momonga having a meeting with Chief Warden Magellan, who's been made aware of Luffy's infiltration. Fearing the worst, Boa very seductively asks Magellan to take her to Ace, which she happily obliges. Our episodes end with Sengoku-kun being notified of Luffy's infiltration as well. He remarks that while it is a disgrace that Straw Hat foolishly broke into the impenetrable prison, he feels secure in knowing that no one has ever broken out of Impel Down. That is, except for Shiki, the Golden Lion. Which is like an annoyingly like relevant but also irrelevant character because like he'll play a role in an upcoming movie that we'll probably watch next week. Spoilers. And then really never talked about again.
What? They're not even going to explain it in the actual show who this guy is? It's just like man, I can't believe that one time and then never mention it again.
So this is actually somewhat relevant. We'll talk about it more next week, I'm sure. But Shiki is like this weird character that is canon. He does exist, and this is his story. But the movie that takes place that we're going to watch is not events that actually happened, if that makes sense. The fact that he exists is canon. He did break out of Impel Down in the past, but what we see in the movie are not based on events that have actually happened in canon One Piece story, if that makes sense.
It wasn't in the manga, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So he's just kind of like a guy that broke out of prison. We'll know more about him. I mean, he's kind of cool, but other than that,
it feels that they really set him up to be this like big kind of story here. Breaking out of the impenetrable, unbreakoutable prison sounds like it should be very important to the plot here.
Well,
but what you're saying is not inspiring confidence for the next couple of weeks worth of podcast episodes.
Plot twist: he pulls a Rayleigh, breaks out, walks back in because he's bored.
Could be. Honestly, listen, I just want to set you up to know what your major players are. Unfortunately, I feel compelled to tell you that Shiki will not be a predominant player in the coming episodes of Luffy's infiltration to Impel Down.
Man, that's pretty lame.
I apologize.
That sounds extremely underwhelming.
What do you mean it sounds underwhelming? What, you barely even know this guy. You met him for like 3 seconds
now
in
it sounds
a
like
story.
He didn't meet him at all.
Now it sounds like I don't need to know him at all. He's just a guy. Like Sengoku and just went, man, I still can't get over this PTSD of that one time some dude broke out.
Yeah, he's just recanting that one like character dude
Yeah,
that was like he was the only
know.
guy that ever broke out. Congratulations. We'll hear more about it in the movie.
Maybe. I've never seen it, but maybe he's telling the truth.
It's made up. It's fiction.
I mean,
What happened to him is true, but what happens in the specific events of the movie may not be true, but hearing more about him as a character will still be true.
I can't wait to be outraged about this in 2 weeks.
Wow, okay. It's not even 2 weeks, it's 1 week.
Next week we'll watch the movie. We'll watch the movie and maybe I'll enjoy the movie, but I'm talking about when we get back to actual episodes and we learn absolutely nothing about Shiki, then I'll be outraged.
All right, well, I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have told you how the sausage gets made on this. I just wanted to set the record straight so we can clarify our major characters here. That's all.
break the bad news to him now before he figures it out later.
That's all I'm saying.
Soften the blow slightly.
Okay, well, I mean, I had the best interest at heart for you. I really did. I apologize if I broke your heart instead.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Speaking of world-renowned criminals, apparently Ace is the son of one. We just don't know who.
Is it not Dragon?
So if you kind of understood the dialogue, it's very over the shoulder. You kind of have to be paying. So Ace was saying when he was talking to Garp that him and Luffy owe nothing to their fathers, plural. So at this point, this is the actual confirmation, right? That I think you and Devin even assumed in the past that Ace wasn't Ace and Luffy are not blood brothers; they are adoptive brothers. They have two different fathers. They might have the same mother, but the way Ace says it is he only keeps the name Portgas to remember his mother. So unless Luffy's mom had the name Portgas, which is the last name. Does that make sense? Portgas,
yes.
Ace, whatever. So unless Luffy's mom was Portgas as well, they are not blood brothers, which I guess still hasn't been completely determined yet. We might find that out in some near future, but they do not have the same father, which is what Justin was saying here.
Oh, okay. I assumed they were talking about Dragon, and then Ace immediately rolls into this maybe not tirade, but this explanation of how he despises his father, and I just assumed that we were still talking about Dragon and that Ace wouldn't say his name because Dragon doesn't deserve the respect or something like that. I don't know.
This one's kind of weird because I don't know if in Japan they don't have pluralities as we do in English, but I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that the way it's said is with a plural fathers.
Okay.
So take that with what you will. Like I said, it happens kind of offhandedly and pretty quickly. So we know that his father is not Dragon, at least.
Okay. I feel like I have been kind of operating under the assumption that they were half brothers in the sense that Dragon was both of their fathers. I knew that obviously Ace's last name this entire time has not been Monkey, and so you're led to believe that when they call themselves brothers, he probably changed his name at some point anyway. So I just was going off of the assumption this entire time that they had different mothers, which is true, but potentially,
as of right now, we know they have different fathers. And we don't know what the mother situation is, but we know he took the name Portgas for his mother. So he probably, or could still have the exact same mother as Luffy, which does kind of make the most sense. That way they are still half brothers and everything kind of makes sense from here, right?
Right.
So that being said, there is a new mystery father that is Ace's blood relative, which was what Justin wanted to mention.
Can't wait for us to make that worst fathers ever tier list. We've got another edition, baby.
And can I tell you? It's not Shiki, so don't worry about it.
Damn
it. Rest assured, it ain't Shiki.
Okay, I can live with that.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
No, that's good. You've done a good thing. This is having my best interests at heart.
Sorry. I needed to put that out there. And then the only other major relevant piece of information for Ace was that his big execution's in a grand total of 33 hours. So like
Clock's ticking.
TikTok.
He ain't got his time left. Do you still think that the straws are coming in on Christian?
No.
I gotta know.
I feel like last week I kind of I firmly established that there's absolutely no way the rest of the Straw Hats get here, and I am, with each passing episode, increasingly confident that I kind of know where this goes based off of unfortunate spoilers that I already have and have had for a long time, even before we started this. But yeah, I'm fairly confident of two specific events that are going to happen in the near future, and I'm still interested. Well, one of them is just kind of a thing that'll happen, but I'm interested to see how the second thing happens. Completely vague, makes no sense to any of you, but I would talk about them, but Devin's not here, and I know he knows of one because we've told it to Justin and I think all of you. But actually, have we talked about that one before? Like on the cast?
I assume you
Not on
two
the
know a
cast.
spoiler because it's like the One Piece spoiler that gets thrown out like at every corner of the internet. But I genuinely don't know. I just made this really big assumption
Because just
and been writing on that.
Devin. This is good. This is great content. Devin,
great content for our audio-based podcast.
Devin said he didn't know the one that the listener asked about. You remember that one, Justin?
I gotta go find that email. I know you're talking about. Yes.
Devin said he didn't know about that one, but me and Devin share one because it was spoiled in a webtoon for us, which is the other one that I'm pretty sure is going to happen soon. So I'm interested to see how some of these events unfold is the moral of the story here. And I would want to talk about them, but for the listeners who don't have these spoilers yet, I'll spare you. But
no, I honestly think I know what spoilers you are privy to. I mean, I was saying even back then, I mean, the only good thing, minus the fact that you do know the spoilers, the only good thing is that a lot of the time the journey is just as fun as the destination, if not more so. So, just sit back, get ready for a ride and a half. But I think that your assumption is pretty on track.
Yeah, I think this is a solo Luffy adventure here, plus whoever he's brought along, like Hancock and Buggy,
dude,
who he hasn't brought along, but kind of has brought along, I guess.
We got the dream team together. Tell me that you had on your bingo card the trio of Luffy, Buggy, and Mr. 3, dude.
Well, I'm convinced we're not done yet because Crocodile's here, so there's still room for Friend Crocodile arc.
There's still room for Friend Crocodile.
There's still room.
I think it was Jordy who was like kind of planting seeds a little back when we were ending Sabaody, and we were like, "This is it. This is the end of the Straw Hats." It was all a big bait. The One Piece the Straw Hat Pirate Saga is over. We're gonna continue One Piece, but like through a new character, and we told you it's gonna be Buggy D Clown, baby.
Right.
God damn it. I love that stupid bit where we see all the Buggy pirates at the beginning and they're just like, we gotta go save him, Alvita. And she's like, fine, I'll take the ship. You can take a dinghy. And they're just like, goodbye, Captain. We'll never forget.
Thank you for the fond memory.
God damn it. You love to see it. Fucking Buggy. He's just hanging, dude. He got kidnapped by these terrible fucking Marines. He probably got bamboozled.
He walked right into their door, so.
Well. He's looking for treasure, dog. Like, what do you want from him? He's a pirate,
I'm gonna be better at running away too, then.
I love that he was big brain enough. So in case this wasn't clear, the only reason that he was literally in the middle of breaking out and had that freedom, he tricked the prison somehow into thinking he didn't have a devil fruit, and so they didn't put Sea Prism Stone on him.
Yeah, I'm just, you're like, how'd you pull that off?
Absolutely wild.
Do they just ask you, and then you're expected to tell the truth?
Yeah, they don't even lie detect with your ass. They just take you at your word for it. Double down on by the fact that Mr. 3 is also just like chilling in a jail cell, completely like.
But he's different though. So he did have Sea Prism Stone handcuffs, and he was on level 2. So I don't know if this gets explicitly stated, if it hasn't already, but if you have a devil fruit, none of you go to level 1. Like, you're 2 or more, if that makes sense. Like, devil fruit alone means 2 or more, period.
Okay. I don't remember that.
Okay, it might not have been explicitly stated. I also might just be lying to you. I thought I was lying to you about the
no, that
whirlpool
feels
thing.
like if it's not explicitly stated, you just kind of figure it out. Because, like, the level 1 is definitely meant for, like, chumps. And I guess you maybe just assume, like, yo, if you're a chump, you probably don't have a devil fruit. At least not maybe, like, not a threatening one. I don't know.
At least that's where I'm at, dog.
I mean, regardless, it is completely insane that Buggy is just there without any sort of restrictions on movement.
Dude, big chillin'. He just lied. He's like, what if I just lied? It's like, devil fruit, never heard of her.
Dude.
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her. Oh, and then we also got reconfirmation of how exactly his powers work. And I think I even told you guys back when we first met him, it was a little loosey-goosey back when he was like first introduced. But if it's not, hopefully this made it clear how his like levitation bits really work and how his feet are the anchor, I guess.
Oda wasn't sure. Oda didn't realize at the beginning of the show that he was making the future king of the pirates Buggy and not Luffy. So
yeah, exactly.
Although I will say on this rule set, what am I supposed to think when Luffy picks up his
feet
fingers?
were in the bag.
Yeah. Please explain that, because I was like, I understand the power explanation from Narrator Kun, and then I feel like they all went out the window the second Luffy picked up Bucky's feet, and I'm like, I no longer understand.
Well, no. It's just near the ground, so he doesn't have to be the one running as long as his feet are staying near his body. It's like the bubble's moving as long as you pick the feet up.
Maybe it's a translation issue, but I feel like Narrator Kun told me like the feet had to be on the floor.
Yeah, Narrator Kun made it fairly clear that, in my opinion, that his feet had to be touching the ground. The bubble around where his feet were was clear, but it sounded like the feet also had to be on the ground for him to be able to manipulate his body however he wanted.
Well, let me put it another way. If his feet are the only things that don't fly. Imagine there's like a hard cutoff at the ankle, so he can't make his feet fly no matter what. So his only options for moving feet are to run them himself or have some schmuck carry him around, and then he can fly wherever he wants, I guess.
Secret hack. Could he just carry his own ankles?
That is a great question, and I don't have an answer for you. But I would imagine no. I think that's why, like, when the rest of his body was connected to his ankles as he fell down the pit, it just kind of like re-anchored his whole body. Like, he couldn't separate any of that part anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if he did separate it from the ankles would continue going down, and then he'd get dragged down with it. So it doesn't really matter. Touche. So that's what I have for you.
I appreciate it.
That is the only brain bust I can supply to the situation. But in the meantime, he do be having like a chopped pistol though, which is fun, or something. Just a chopped.
It's actually kind of cool. I actually like Buggy is made to seem weak when we first meet him, and he is and isn't. But it's like Buggy's just mostly a coward for the most part, or at least he knows when he's out of his league. But dude got hands, floating hands. But he got hands.
You do have hands. You do be having
floating hands. All I'm saying is he's like the anti-Luffy dog. So instead of being immune to blunt damage, he's just immune to slashing damage, and Luffy's vice versa.
I mean,
you showed that hippo what?
Like the only similarity, or counterpoint between the two, but.
They both throw hands, man. Did you see that? They can both throw a hand from across the room.
Right.
I guess kind of sort of stretch.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that at all.
Separating
no, I wouldn't. I would say your explanation is a stretch more than anything.
Listen, man. Yeah. All I'm saying is if both of them can, they're standing on one platform and then throw their hand or other appendage at a different platform, that's a stretch.
Well, Luffy's not throwing, he's stretching.
He gets a wind up in there, man. I don't know.
It's still not throwing. Nothing separates from anything.
If you throw a punch, are you separating your hand from your body? Unless you're Buggy?
It's not the same thing.
All right, moving on to the Impel Down levels themselves. So we got confirmation of 5 primary levels, level 1 being the Crimson Floor, level 2 being the Floor of Wild Beasts from Hell, level 3 is the Starvation Floor, level 4 is the Burning Heat Floor, and level 5, all we know is that it holds pirates with 100 million or more. And then at one point, Buggy on the side was also kind of like, yeah, and then I think I've heard rumors that there's even like something else even further down, but like nobody knows what the fuck's down there, dude. Like it could be be anything. It could even be another level or something.
To go even further beyond.
Go further beyond. So the presumption right now is that with Ace being in level 5 and Hancock is on our way to 4 to hang out with Magellan, who's a goon. And then they're also, I guess, by proxy going on their way to level 4 because Buggy was like, dipshit. Clearly, you got to go through all the layers of hell before you could just casually go to the final layer. Duh. Haven't you ever read Dante's Inferno, dude? Like, come on.
Haven't you ever played a dungeon crawler, asshole?
Yeah, haven't you ever played like any video game ever? I'm Virgil, you're Dante. Listen to me for now, okay?
Yeah, Virgil wanted to dump him at the gate of the first layer and leave.
Hey, listen, man, like that was a solid, like, Luffy definitely tried to do a vibe check where he was like, no, you'll help me because you promised. And then Buggy on the side was like, no, I'm no good for you, dude.
I love that quote, dude. That quote is so good.
Damn, I'm getting sniped already. Shit.
Everyone's getting sniped. That quote's a quote and a half. God damn it, Buggy. We love that shit so much. But yeah, so we got confirmation of the main levels of hell, and the Crimson Floor is, I guess, I don't know how to describe this. It's a pit with a bunch of blades that are made to look like trees and grass.
That's level 1, correct. Everything is just sharp.
And then they like walk, and everything's red because when you walk on the blades, yeah, you bleed like crazy, right? And then also you're chased by poisonous arachnids throughout the field, so you're like forced to actually like scurry about and like. Quite literally, just carve yourself up.
And then also some of the jailers who just, I don't know, they've got on really thick shoes, so don't step on the pointy bits and get hurt.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised that Buggy, his feet were just walking through the bladed grass. I'm like, how is he doing this?
They keep getting cut.
Oh, you're right.
His feet can be cut, they just can't float like the rest.
Yeah, they even show like as he puts his feet down, they each get cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I guess I missed that part.
Through. It's a minor detail, but yeah.
No, but that's perspective. Misunderstand. I thought he was just finding hot spots, or it's like there's a hole over there, there's a gap over there. He's like playing freaking what's that game, Twister.
All I'm saying is that this is proof that Buggy is a homie and a half, because at that moment, he could have absolutely just turned himself over and dumped Luffy's ass in the pit. Or I'm sorry,
Luffy probably would have been stuck right then and there. He's like, damn, these be some sharp trees and grass, huh?
These are some sharp. Like, imagine if he just like flipped, and then Luffy's like, "Wow, this is my direct counter. I am hurt. This it's very much
existence is pain."
I mean, in this particular moment, Buggy does not turn his back on Luffy. But as soon as I get to the pit and Luffy jumps in whole hog, he goes, "Well, I don't need to be here anymore. I'm fucking leaving. Screw this. Screw this stretchy asshole. I'm gone." If it wasn't for the gorilla making the
same, he doesn't go back on his word.
Well, no, I mean he does. He like multiple times in this episode after he says that he was going to follow through on it anyway. But basically every action
in the back who.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say basically every action Luffy. Basically every action Buggy takes from that moment on is in direct contradiction to him saying he would help Luffy.
Buggy would never.
Buggy would, absolutely.
That does not sound like my hero, Buggy D. Cloud.
That doesn't sound like future King of the Pirates.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I think that you are spitting a massive amount of shade on my boy here, okay?
Right, okay. I'm sorry.
Fucking defamation of character. I should sue you.
By the way, it'll never come up again, so I'm happy telling you. You guys remember that one pirate from Thriller Bark that you guys like so much? The one with the bottle or whatever?
Oh, yeah, the one that we never saw ever again?
Yeah,
you remember his name?
No. What? Oh, wait, that was Captain John.
Yeah,
son of a bitch, you got it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dog. That was Captain John.
Wait, so that was Captain John's body or his personality?
Just his body, because the shadow is the personality of whatever living schmuck is around. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's what I mean. I mean, he could have captured powerful spirit, shadow.
I don't know about the Captain John. Did you see that guy? Like, come on, dude. This is the Captain John.
I mean, he's got the Monkey D. Luffy in there.
Well, I guess that's fair. No, he's got a point there.
But Monkey D. Luffy is not the future king of the pirates, so you know.
Yeah, did you notice that he never had a Buggy D. Clown shadow? And you want to know why that is?
Clearly, he's dead.
yeah. John's big dead.
That is interesting tie-in. I like that.
Yeah, that's a fun little like offhanded throwaway tie-in.
I've been holding on to this thought that it was weird or interesting that Luffy was just holding on to this little arm bracelet thing that Nami handed him, because I remember Nami handing it to him and just being like, here, this is the one thing you can keep out of the treasure pile. And I kind of always meant to bring it up, but it never, like, after those one or two sets of episodes, it was just irrelevant to talk about how this was just a thing he kept on him now. And so I was mildly interested to find out that it had an actual purpose, and I'm curious to see exactly how it's supposed to be or act as a guide or a treasure map to wherever John's treasure is at.
You ever play the Tomb Raider 2 game?
No.
Well, never mind then.
Like the new one, the new set? No. I stopped halfway through. The game was boring.
I love how your question for clarity did not change anything about your answer.
I've only played the first new one. That's it. I haven't played any other Tomb Raider game. First one, fun. Second, boring. I stopped halfway through. Too many layers.
I like the second game. Second game was fine. But anyway, so that was Captain John. So there you go. There's a little fun fact of the day.
I think to answer Christian's question, excuse me. I think you could like initially just brush underneath the rug as like, oh, this is just like the anime explaining Oda's wardrobe change for like this next arc or whatever. At least that's how I interpreted it. I was like, oh, he's wardrobe change. Gotta explain this random fucking armband he got. Treasure. Here you go. That's it. Bye.
Yeah, but imagine if he kept it for the rest of the series.
He would never find Captain John's treasure. I'll tell you that much.
I guess that's fair.
Man, no clue.
Yeah. But yeah, then the Blue Gory are like some big gorilla monsters that go and hunt sea kings, which are all made of mutton. But again, by the way, just so we're clear.
Yeah, they just immediately chop into.
Mutton?
Yeah, there's no organs. Mutton, there's no nothing.
They're not even made of like fish-looking meat. They're just straight like voluptuous mutton.
Yeah, just it's all pork chops and steak, just sentient steak in the shape of fish,
in the shape of dragon fish.
Yeah,
of some kind.
Just absolute nonsense.
I love to see it.
It's so ridiculous.
I love it so much, dude.
I gotta ask. So during the first episode, when or first into second, when Boa is about to get searched by what's the board that prisoner's name? Was it Doom?
Dominoes.
When she's about to get searched by Domino, did you have like any concerns as of what was going to happen next? Like, oh shit, like there's no way Luffy makes it out of this. He's 100% like caught, right?
I figured there was no way they stopped Luffy at the door, like without having basically gone anywhere. So I didn't know. I didn't really think too much on exactly how he was getting out of the situation, and neither did Luffy. But I just assumed that in some way, shape, or form, they would get out of, or he would get out of the room fine. Like, this search wouldn't be a problem.
I, for one, was sweating bullets. I'm like, how the fuck does he make it out of this?
I wasn't sweating bullets, but again, I've seen the series.
I don't know.
Yes.
The part where Boa clearly uses her power on Domino, and then Domino just like doesn't remember, feels a little strange.
No, that's kind of in line with what we've seen before, right?
That's consistency. That happened to Margaret and the other two, Afalantra and Maricles? No, Sweepy, sorry. Those three had some form of amnesia when they came to. Like, they had no idea that like they were turned to stone from Boa and what happened with Luffy and stuff like that.
No, the wild thing is that the fucking snail had the hots for Hank.
Yeah, that is true.
Is it really that wild?
It's pretty wild.
It's a little strange.
Dude.
You saw the way that snail was looking at Boa. You knew what he was doing.
We've seen Boa seduce women. We've seen Boa like freeze and unfreeze fuckers, and they're like, "What in the fuck happened?" They like lose like fucking weeks of their lives out of nowhere. But then for whatever reason, like because they established the snails right as like, oh yeah, we got these video transponder snails throughout the like we got 24-hour fucking surveillance with guards at like camera rooms and stuff. And then like Boa's like, well, the good news is because it's alive, I can still do my thing here. It's basically like as long as it lives, like she has no holds barred.
As long as it lives and breathes, it considers me beautiful.
It's a thought.
It's a thought.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I don't know. It's weird to just say like the snail ended up like falling for Hancock. I feel like the real explanation is just like the men on the other side who are personified through this snail fell in love with Hancock.
That's what I wanted to believe, but no, Otis said, fuck that. This snail's in love.
Yeah.
No, I like it better this way because I would have found it really hard to believe that like what, she can like love beam through the snail into the prison guards or something. Like that would have been so annoying.
No, if she had transmitted it over the airwaves and the men in the surveillance room had gotten stoned, then that would have been absolute bullshit. But this is the best explanation you can give for them getting out of the situation. Which it was just
this
fine.
Week, Christian.
No, you're right. You're very right.
Everyone's a thought around that.
Every single person.
We get introduced to our Chief Warden Magellan over here,
and the Vice Warden.
Don't forget
Hannibal.
Yeah. Hannibal.
It's Hannibal. Anyway,
well, there's a Y in it, so it's Hannibal.
Hannibal. Anyway, Chief Warden Magellan. This dude's going through some shit.
Literally.
Okay. Like, yeah, have you been sitting on that one for this entire
No, that
cast?
just came fresh off the dome. Don't worry. That was not planted in there.
Yeah, he sits on it for 10 hours a day.
I like how so for the listeners at home, we literally wrote down, and this is a very specific line, he has stomach issues that leave him in the bathroom for 10 hours a day. On top of 8 hours sleep, meals, and breaks, he works for 4 hours.
I was just quoting Domino. I felt it was really important information to understand Magellan as a character, okay?
I mean, I guess that's fair.
What a fucking
This
life.
man spends 10 waking hours in the fucking bathroom.
I would feel bad for him if it wasn't self-inflicted.
Yeah, so we find out also that because he ate the venom fruit, he's like, yeah, I love venomous food. It's my favorite. And then his stomach's like, bro, it's not our favorite, but
just because you can doesn't mean you should.
He's like, stop. It is not our favorite. I did not say that. Those words did not leave my stomachy acid mouth.
Just because it can't kill you doesn't mean you're having a good time.
It does not make you stronger. This does not make you stronger.
So yeah, homie's like going out of his way to eat poisonous shit, and his stomach's like, we can survive, but that doesn't make it good.
Dude is like a walking biohazard. Dude burped in front of Hannibal, and Hannibal almost croaked.
No, he didn't even burp. At one point, he just like sighed really long, and then like everyone was like, all right, put on your gas mask. And Hannibal was like, God damn it, Warden, not again.
What did I tell you about heavy breathing? You gotta be careful with that shit.
God damn it. I love
and then
their
he like lapped his face or some shit, and he's like, and so I was like, get the antidote for the Vice Warden.
The best part is that the whole bit between Hannibal and Magellan is that Hannibal constantly goes like, yeah, I'll be the future warden. And he's like, oh, wait, sorry, I shouldn't have said that out loud. And then he says that literally in front of Magellan, and he's like, you stupid ass warden, I can't wait till I take the mantle. And he's like, oh, wait, I didn't mean to say that.
Here's Hancock. She's here to see the prisoner. And Magellan's like, the fuck did you just say to me?
Michelle's like, I'm just gonna let that. I'm not gonna take that sitting down. What are you talking about? I just got out of the can, man. Like, what do you roasted me, and I've been out for like 3 seconds. And then he poisons his ass, and then Hannibal's like, I'm dying. And then Michelle's okay.
It was at the point where he sighs heavily, and like a poison cloud falls over everybody, and then Hancock gets pissed and starts stepping on him, and Hannibal goes over and sits in the warden's chair and is like, surely he dies from this. I'm the warden now. But then he's also like face down on the desk going like, man, I kind of wish that was me though, because he had also gotten stepped on earlier in the episode or the previous episode, whatever it was, while they were still in the elevator.
I also really love this. So like, obviously like the bit here is that there is nothing but pain, nothing but misery. They keep making like the quotes to like hell, and clearly this entire area in prison is inspired heavily by Dante's Inferno, blah, 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 blah. But even the wardens they always comment about how they love sadism.
Yeah.
Like all the freaking time.
I mean, especially Hannibal. but also Domino a little bit.
Yeah, Domino says like, yeah, and then we whip them in the first floor, and it's really not like that bad. Like those blood curdling screams are honestly not even half as loud as the ones you hear in like level 4. I like going down there myself. Like Jesus Christ, you people are all fucking freaks, dude.
Yeah.
You got to imagine that like every single one of these fuckers that work here, you know, like what they don't go outside, they don't see the sun,
No.
they just sit around and torture people all day. What kind of sick person does that?
These people
dude?
do not touch grass, and it shows.
They are grassless.
They do not touch grace.
Oh my goodness, please. Well, shoot, man. Did we like haphazardly cover everything? Honestly?
A little bit. What else do we need to really talk about? We know Crocodile's there. We learned that the last warlord who's been revealed, but not really, Jinbei, is also in the prison somewhere near Ace.
That did happen. Yes, we found out that Jinbei do be down here in the prison.
He's there out of what's the word? Protest.
Well, I don't think we found out why he's in the prison. He's just in the prison. Or
No,
did we find
they
out?
said like he protested joining the war, so they sent him to Impel Down to think about what he's done.
To think it over.
Yeah, they basically put him in warlord timeout because Sengoku was under the assumption that Jinbei would actually put up the least resistance of all the warlords, and is now putting up the most resistance instead. So, you know, I guess we'll find out why that is later, but it seems he's definitely being punished for his transgressions now.
How are you enjoying this, Christian? Do you like our little side story so far?
I like this. I like these. This doesn't feel very side story to be honest.
Well.
This feels very main story, main line.
How about side story from, you know, becoming king of the pirates? How about that?
Oh, yeah, I feel like the last 400 episodes of Luffy's side story before Buggy's main plot has been pretty nice up to this point.
Okay.
I'm enjoying seeing this no-name side character get a little bit of spotlight before Buggy takes over finally. It's very kind of him, honestly, to allow Luffy some time.
Thank you for joining on the bit. I wasn't exactly going there, but you know what? Anytime I have a chance to add anyone to the bit, we're here for it.
No, I think the dynamic between the two of them in these episodes was actually a lot of fun. I think the two like weird, chaotic personalities bounce off of each other very well. And just like
chaotic good and chaotic evil for sure.
Pretty much, yeah. I think I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they make their way through the next couple of layers. Just to see like what kind of nonsense they bumble their way through in terms of completing each layer one by one. Because the first one is we just jumped in a hole in the middle of a spiky forest, and now we've punched a basilisk in the face.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the stupid animals. I'm sorry, I completely forgot. So like that was even one of the stupid bits that they had too. So they literally get into level 2, and then Buggy's like, "God damn it, we're in like a worse level than the first level." And then the first animal they find is like a baby hippo, like not even like a big hippo, like this
still
tiny ass
terrifying,
hippo.
to be honest.
Yeah,
bro, what that mouth do though?
Yeah,
it was like eating everything in sight, and they still kick its ass. And then like Scyther from Pokemon also showed up for some reason. like the actual Scyther from Pokemon showed up, got his hand stuck, and then he got his ass kicked at some point. I don't remember how that all transpired.
It was
the
he was still stuck in the ground when the basilisk showed up, and then roared at them, and the roar blew away the Scyther that was stuck in the ground.
Oh my god, so dumb. And then
Poor guy.
So this is also one of my favorite things, and there will be more of these stupid animals. Is Oda just likes to have like a very unique take on mythological creatures and demons, and this is one of the biggest locations where he highlights said creatures. So his interpretation of course, the basilisk, and the basilisk for those keeping track at home, is a serpent born of a chicken egg. Well, he literally just made a chicken that had like reptilian face, and that was like it. He gave him scales and called it, "Hey, that's a basilisk." So fucking good, dude. I love to see it.
Yeah. And in the middle of all this, we learned that Buggy had actually also met Ace just kind of randomly when Ace showed up. Ace just spawned into the game on Buggy's ship and started eating all the food.
Well, that scene actually happened once before. We've seen that. I don't know if you remember watching it or whatever. Yeah. So that entire scene where like him and Ace were hanging for a quick sec, and that scene where Buggy was like digging for John's treasure, and he did the whole like, all you need is a pickaxe and like some time on your hands and a tunnel to dig or whatever the hell he said. That whole bit happened. I don't remember at what point. I think it might have been after Skypiea before. It might have been after Skypiea, but right before they went into the games. No, that doesn't sound right. I think it might have been right after Alabasta, where we left Ace, and then like he was just big chilling, hanging out with Buggy. Yeah, that makes the most sense, I think.
Is this what Jordy was talking about when he mentioned, like, because at some point recently somebody asked where we thought Buggy was. Is that what I was supposed to understand was the hint as to where Buggy currently was? Or am I missing something else?
I mean, the joke was we knew that Buggy was in Impel Down, so we were jokingly being like, "Hey, what do you think happened to Buggy?" Because we knew he was coming up in like a week.
Okay, well. Jordy was implying that there had been other hints along the way as we watched the show, and that if we had paid enough attention, we would know. And yeah, I remember, but like what? Besides that scene, what else am I supposed to have looked for?
We literally watched his ass hang out with Ace and dig the tunnels with the guys looking for the same treasure in previous time. The only episode we missed was the one where he meandered his ass into the Navy base.
I don't see how that's supposed to point to where Buggy is currently. All that means is he's in the Grand Line.
Homie was treasure hunting in the Grand Line. Of course he was going to get captured eventually. He's an idiot.
Of course.
I mean, come on. Like, do you know the guy?
And he is Buggy D Clown, he's a big time criminal.
As a large proponent of Buggy the Clown, future king of the pirates, you seem to be calling him a lot of names and painting him in a rather inept light. I don't think you're.
All right. Well, let me change my tune here. Did you notice that? Okay, like what if he got captured on purpose though?
Now we're talking.
Did you notice that while they were in level 2, he had like the 1,000 IQ play of releasing all the prisoners, and what did they do as soon as they were free?
Generic.
What did they do
no, Christian,
when they were all freed is they all believed in Buggy until they were also pussies.
Because he's the one who handed them the keys. They would have done the same thing if Luffy had done it.
Yeah, but Buggy was the one plotting there, man. You could see the wheels spinning in his brain.
Yeah. Like he's building his army. He was about to create
the Clown Pirates? Buggy Pirates? The Buggy Pirate Grand Fleet. Yeah. He was going to make a massive army.
Mm-hmm.
Well, clearly Buggy hasn't trained up his Conqueror's hockey enough, though.
Dude, give it time.
You don't know.
Give it time, my friend.
You don't know that. Give it some time.
You will see. You will become a believer in due time, I promise you.
You shall know, Buggy.
You shall know, true clown.
This is laughing matter.
This is no laughing matter. But no. Jokes aside, I think we pretty much covered everything that's relevant anyway. I think we did.
Yeah.
Unless anyone has anything else to add.
Although, jokes aside, though, honestly, 0 out of 10 episodes. If I'm being completely honest. No Buggy D cart anywhere in sight.
Oh no!
He's in a prison.
No Dune Buggy anywhere to be found.
Can't have a Dune Buggy in prison.
Sure you can.
How's he gonna fit on the little walkways?
Those were not little walkways.
Sure
they were quite wide. They were easily wide enough for a Dune Buggy.
Nah.
0 out of 10.
I'm gonna laugh if I find out that Dune Buggy was never canon, that it was just like an anime thing.
Don't ruin that for me. I don't need to know the truth.
I don't need to know the truth. You're right.
Ignorance is bliss.
I do want to ask, Christian, do you have any thoughts, theories, etc., about what's going to happen down the line that you can share with the audience instead of that really weird, vague shit in the beginning of the episode?
I am so confused about what you just asked.
He wants to know what I think is going to happen next. And not in the way of what I talked about earlier, but more specifically. I don't know. I feel like they'll probably make it to Ace, but
but they're going to make him a Mary Joie, right?
No. No, they won't. No one's going to fucking Mary Joie. We're not going to Mary Joie. The Mary Joie is like nowhere. Well, I guess it's not nowhere close, but
don't worry,
with
Devin, I
that
got your back,
attitude,
buddy.
asshole. Like, come on.
yeah, somebody's gonna have. We're gonna resurrect Bluno from the bar and use the door fruit to get there. It's not happening. We're not going to Mary Joie.
Okay, fair enough,
if anything, isn't Impel Down like? Well, no. I'm already forgetting the map. That handy dandy map. Is Impel Down right? No, Impel Down's not right next to Marineford, right?
It's in a triangular formation,
right? And Mary Joie is the thing above Marineford, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not going to Mary Joie. It's not happening.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Understood.
I feel I want to say that we'll get to meet Ace, but we're not gonna free him here. It doesn't feel like I don't know. There's too much maximum security prison going on here that for him to make it out unscathed. Any of them really.
So we don't get Ace out. Does Luffy even get out, or is this?
I don't know, man. It seems unlikely, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm kind of 50-50 on it right now, to be honest, whether Luffy just gets stuck here or he makes it out somehow. I don't feel like I'm not. Yeah, I feel like I'm 50-50 on it. Luffy could get stuck here and maybe rescued at a soon to be later date by his friends, maybe in another kind of assault on military property, but yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on whether Luffy gets shut in with Crocodile, you know.
All right, that's fair. And then he just spends like the next 200 episodes hanging out with Croc, and then he's like, "You need more hate, my boy."
Crocodile fucking Itachi's him up against the wall. You're weak. You still haven't trained your devil fruit enough.
What did I teach you 200, 300 episodes ago?
You don't have enough stretch.
Stretch further.
This is to stretch even further beyond.
All right, moving on.
I know. I got another one. I got a follow-up question. Have you ever seen the show Prison Break, Christian?
No.
Okay, neither have I. So we're done here.
What is that? What was that question?
Okay, I was banking on the fact or on the possibility that you have seen Prison Break. And what I know about Prison Break is that, prisoners break out.
Oh my
so
God,
I was like,
I hate
maybe
you so
Christian
much.
has some intel about Prison Break where he's like, Luffy could do this and that and then break out.
I've watched Shawshank Redemption multiple times. Luffy
I haven't seen that either, but tell me about that.
But digging a giant hole isn't really going to help here because they're underwater. So
can I tell you guys a side thing too that really outraged me? So I we might not even keep the bit. That'll be up to our editor to decide. The bit was the Dante's Inferno thing that I
thanks for explaining it, by the way.
You're welcome. Regardless, I planned on writing a script for a real bit. I guess I should say real bit for a different bit. And I Googled, I wanted to find a popular scene from a popular prison movie. And in my mind, I'm thinking Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption. I'm thinking of something that's really common that people are going to know, right? So I Google, what's the most popular prison movies? And I shit you not, neither of those films are on any list that I immediately Google.
But you have the answer. Do you have an answer?
Here, I'll tell you right now.
No, hold on. I want to think about it for a second. What would be the most pop? I don't even know if I know. It's not really a prison, but my immediate thought was A Clockwork Orange, but that's a mental institution, not a prison per se.
Let me ask you a question. So I'll give you an option. I have a subsection. So the question is most popular prison movies. I have two subsections for you. One is popular prison movies, and another one is top picks for you. Which one would you like me to read from?
Top picks for you is what Google thought your best
prison pit. Yeah, prison movies, exactly.
Sure, give me that because I'm sure none of them will be actual prison movies.
The first one is Get Hard, starring Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
The next one is Lockout, which is a film I've never heard of or seen before. Another one is called Big Stan that stars, and you guessed it, the guy that they always made fun of in South Park, the one that plays every role in whenever he's got a movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Nicolas Cage?
No. Something Schneider. Something Schneider. You know what I'm talking about?
Rob Schneider.
Rob
Schneider. Yeah. That guy. So it's a Rob Schneider movie called Big Stan. Next is Alien 3.
Huh?
The next one is Les Miserables.
Love that prison movie.
Love that prison movie. The next one is The Informer. I don't know who it stars, but it looks like people I would recognize. The next one is a Melissa McCarthy movie called The Boss. And now I have an animated movie called Ozzy. Oh, and then this one's my favorite, Fast 5.
Yes.
Well, there's probably a prison somewhere in there.
These are apparently the top 7 prison movies immediately Googled on Google. I don't know if my algorithm is just fucked today, but I'm like, where the hell is Shawshank? Where is Green Mile? Where's the one with Nick Cage
that was the one
and that other guy
for
getting
you,
out of
right?
Alcatraz?
Well, what was the other thing? That was you said there was a top pick. So then what was the other thing you said?
This one just said it said popular prison movies, and they're all, I'm just gonna tell you, they're all movies I've never fucking heard of. First one's Solitary, never heard of it.
All right.
The Informer made it to this list again.
Double time.
Prisoners at the Ghostland or Prisoners of the Ghostland, which this one I actually kind of like. I don't know what it's about, but it's a Nick Cage movie made in 2021.
Oh?
So we should add it to the list.
Straight to DVD.
It's a straight to DVD movie, baby. Prisoners of the Ghostland.
Huh. Okay.
That's what it says. Another one's called Semper Fi. I've got another one called Papillon. 3 from Hell, The Kitchen, Good Time, Shot Caller. I think I've actually heard of that one.
All right, we're giving these movies nobody's clearly ever heard of too much screen time.
I agree.
The point is that it wasn't
outraged
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I was outraged by that. So that left me in such a sour mood that I did not script a bit because of that.
My day is ruined.
My day was ruined.
My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined.
Yeah. Basically.
Thanks, Google.
Oh, also fuck you.
All right, so are we good? Are we moving on?
Yes, now we're moving.
All right, so next week will be the Strong World movie. Yay!
Hooray!
We're not watching 426 because Brendan said so.
What?
Well, they didn't even know we were going to.
You literally had a whole discussion with me and Jordy the other day.
For you, because it was on the list, and I was telling us to update the list.
And so I said, hey, we don't need to watch the episode now because you said don't bother.
Oh,
movie
my God.
It is.
All right, no, there's a filler ep that isn't really filler. It's still technically canon, but it takes place in the past that I also wanted to watch in tandem to this movie. But I found out that in addition to relevant information for the movie, it also contains future event stuff. So we should just watch it later, if that makes sense, Christian.
So we're not going to watch 426 next week.
Head empty. Great. So we're watching Strong World next week. And moving on to quotes.
I got my 2 quotes right here in about 30 seconds as soon as I open my phone and then click the notes tab.
I'll go ahead and start. My first quote is, of course, from everyone's favorite stretchy boy himself. I came here on my own. Only dumb people like you get caught and thrown in jail. And then Buggy immediately snaps back and goes, you put yourself in jail and you're calling me the dumb one?
I love it.
Good.
Followed immediately by Buggy going, you came to save me? I'm not into you, you weirdo. All right, and then this is everyone's favorite that I'm sure we all have. Look at those trusting eyes pouring into my soul. I'm a scoundrel. Don't do it, Straw Hat. You deserve better than this. I'm no good for you.
God damn it.
And then this is a line from Magellan, I think. Give me one. Oh no. This is a line from Hannibal when they're riding down the stairwell. He was explaining something that was going on in one of the levels as they were passing. I think level 2 or 3 or something. And Hancock was fantasizing about Luffy as she be doing. And at one point, Hannibal recognizes that Hancock wasn't really paying attention, and he goes "No problem, my lady. If you don't have a taste for sadism, we'll do our darndest to change your mind before this little visit comes to an end." I also love the way he says, at least in the dub, he's like, "My lady." And I'm like, God, Damn it, this guy's such a fucking ham.
What a neckbeard.
What a neckbeard. My final quote comes from Boogy once more. When they land into the pit and he's explaining like what the trees and grass were, he's like, I don't remember what he called the trees, but specifically he was like, and the grass is called spike needle grass. Original, I know. That's all I got.
Or the blade trees. Equally as original. Yeah, they were called like blade trees.
I just like that self recognition of like, yeah, no, this is spike needle grass. Very original. We know. We've made the same jokes, so you don't have to do it for us. All right, that's all I got. I had a kind of a laundry list this week. Buggy's just a goddamn quote machine.
She is a bit of a factory for it.
You had me sweating. I thought you were going to snipe both of my 2 quotes. You only got one. And so my other quote is, this is from Hannibal. It's going to take a while to get to level 4. In the meantime, you'll hear the pleasant screams of prisoners, so please enjoy.
Nice.
That's all I got.
I've got 2, and Brendan also made me sweat when we were talking about when he was talking about being in the elevator and Hannibal was saying things to her. I was going to be extremely surprised if somebody said this quote, but I forget exactly the scenario of what happens, but Hannibal says something wrong to her or interrupts her fantasy, and she kicks him down and starts stepping on him. And he goes, I don't know what I did wrong, but she's stepping on me, but I'm kind of enjoying this. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud?
And then Magellan does the same bit when she steps on him, and he's like, oh, wait a minute, I think I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute. And then Hannibal from behind the desk is like, man, I kind of wish that was me right now. Same, to be honest.
Good, dude. Now it's same. Now you want to be stepped on by Hancock.
Look,
wait a second.
The only problem I have with her is that she kicks fucking animals, all right? That's the only problem here.
Everyone has a flaw, Christian.
Everyone has a flaw.
I need to consult the Shiba Inu on this one, my guy.
Huh?
The one with the bonk bat. The one with the bonk bat.
Anyway, my other quote is when Buggy is first brought to Luffy's attention. Luffy has this like minute-long flashback sequence of previous events. And he comes at him and he goes, oh, it's just Buggy.
Oh, it's
completely
you,
unbothered by thinking he was maybe a threat, and it's just Buggy. And Buggy gets pissed about it.
It do be that way. All right. Are we done? Have we done?
We did that part.
Yeah, we did it.
All right. Well, then, with the next thing on the docket is, of course, our golden ham.
Easiest golden ham of our lives, Buggy D Clown.
It do be Buggy though. Like, I mean, I would do like a maybe second on Hannibal just because I feel like he had some fire bits, but like Buggy the Clown though, like he's coming in close.
It's hard to argue. I can't even meme against it. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah. He's a fun character when he's written in like his element. He can be a fun character when he's not like, you know, fucking villain of the week and like really lackluster drive, and he's just there to vibe. He's a fun character.
Looks very different when not in his clown getup either.
Well, yeah, when he doesn't have his hat on, you can see his hair for a change.
Yeah, you
like
realize that
uniform.
You realize that his hair was just sticking out the top of his pirate hat that entire time, and that Buggy always had long hair.
Yeah. The little hair, the tassels on his hat were always his hair, just kind of poking out the side.
Were never tassels; they were hair.
It was always hair, always has been. Moving on to the grab bag.
Wait! Before the grab bag, we got a listener email. Can I read that one real quick?
Oh, I thought the listener email was the grab bag. Shit, I'm an idiot.
Not even a little bit.
I got yelled at last time I did that.
We don't do that.
Oh, my bad.
Anyway, as of, and I quote, 20 hours ago, we got an email from Matthew Smith, and he writes, "Hi, love the podcast. Just started listening, and I'm currently on episode 148 to 150. In the previous episode, you theorized jobs for Luffy's Gum Gum Devil Fruit. The best job I can think of would be a window washer for skyscrapers. He could do the whole job from the ground level. If anything would fall on him, he would be okay as long as nothing's sharp. Question for the cast, if it hasn't been asked. Do you think Eneru will ever return? He was one of my favorite villains, and I'd love to see him come back from the moon, even if it was just for a gag. Now that every Straw Hat is OP in comparison, just to get mopped by Usopp. LOL. Keep up the great work, Matt.
I'll here. Christian, do you want to answer first?
I mean, there's obviously there's always potential for non-dead characters to come back, and apparently even dead characters to come back, and non-canon characters to just come back. I want to say no, though. I feel like Eneru is one of those villains we won't see again. I'm gonna go out and say no.
Do you think that he might return to
what is happening?
Service? I'm just sending stuff in the chat. Ignore that.
Don't worry
We're
about
answering
that.
a question right now. Do you feel like that he might come back in service to a greater overarching narrative plot point in the future, or like do you feel like he's outlived his he's big chilling on the moon? We'll never see his ass again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of niche he would fall into that he could help advance the plot right now. You know, like at least with someone like Crocodile, we end up seeing him again. Oh, I mean, we're going to end up seeing him again probably. But he's like a former warlord. He's the first major hump Luffy had to get over in terms of power leveling. So it feels more appropriate to like revisit that character potentially. And I don't know, something about the way things ended with Crocodile didn't make it seem like it would overtly shut him out forever from the story. Eneru feels kind of more final in the way his story ended. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say Eneru doesn't make a comeback at any point. Feel free to keep this sound clip for when he shows up tomorrow.
Dude, facts. I'm going to be on your same boat without going into any spoiler territory for the future. Based on the final events of Skypiea, I have had zero indication that there was anything more to add to Eneru other than his like little, I guess, opening thing that we've talked about on the cast already before, how he went to like the moon, found like an old civilization. That's all cool, but like none of that feels relevant to like the planet that we're on. Like maybe that's just like some side shit up top that like maybe you can see if you go there, but like it doesn't have relevance to like the overall like planet as a whole, at least not today.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to animate those cover stories, then by all means, I'm down. But
right,
it's not
like
plot.
based on what happened at the end of Skypiea, I too had no indication / have no indication to believe that he's coming back for any reason. To be honest.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
For me, the realistic part of me is like, nah, he ain't coming back. However, in the same vein, I do recognize that Oda has a history of just bringing up the most, not irrelevant of characters, but like the most minor of characters, the ones you would never think would come back. You're like, oh, that random goon from episode 40, he's back now. And a part of that is just wishful thinking that like, I would kind of like to see Eneru come back. I don't know what capacity, but I think it'd be kind of cool if he did, even if it was for a gag or plot.
I think the challenge with Eneru is that you kind of hit the nail on the head already. It's easy to throw in a random goon back into the mix because like it's just a random goon. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't really a lot of meat to grab onto in the first place for most of those kinds of goons, like, you know, initial reveal or whatever. Like Hachi, for example, we only knew him as octopus guy that fought Zoro that one time and used 6 swords. And he was like, yeah, I use 6 swords. And Zoro was like, I use 3, kick your ass. Anyway, moving on. And then they expanded him further with this whole like, you know, Sabaody stuff or whatever. Eneru is like that weird point where he's been expanded. He's been a hurdle for Luffy. But I agree with Christian in a way that Crocodile was like thrown in prison. And now the story has brought us to the prison. He fucked off to the moon, dude. Like, unless we go to the moon, I just don't see like why he has no interest in coming back to the planet. He wanted to fuck off to the moon and stay there. So like my gut tells me unless we go to the moon, we ain't seeing this guy again.
So all I'm hearing is Oda just has to write a plot point of you know, something or someone kicks him off the moon and we're golden.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, it could go the other way. You know, the current arc is somewhat just ending, right? Or whatever saga is allegedly about.
Oh,
to
you heard
end.
about that?
Well, the headlines are everywhere, man. The last saga being somewhat soon, and it'll be the last one.
One Piece is finally heading into its final saga, which is a pretty broad term.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it doesn't mean much to me because the current one, from my understanding, has been going on for years. So, like, what's to stop the next one from just going on another 4 years anyway? But I think that falls in line with what Oda has said his plan is anyway, right? Like, he wanted to be done by, 2025 or some shit like that?
Yeah, something.
Is that what you told me once?
He's kind of pushed the label by about, like, every single time he's given a deadline, he's always, like, gone back on it and pushed the label by, like, 30%. So the most recent guess when he guessed it was back in like 2021, I think. And he was like, yeah, 2025, I should be done. So if we assume that the pattern continues, he'll probably be done by closer to 26 or 27, to be honest.
Right. So all we're saying here is we could still go to the moon.
We could still go to the moon, I guess.
There's still a chance.
There's still time left. Yeah, that's for sure.
There's always a chance.
But great question. Thanks for the email, my guy.
Yeah, that was dope.
Moving on, we have the grab bag.
Let me at it.
And,
Let me at it. Give me.
Oh, I was gonna, for the first time, I actually just had a normal bag with like normal letters in it. I was looking forward to giving it to Justin because I feel like we pick on him a lot. But all right, well, that's fair. Justin, you'll get the shit bag next week too. Then.
That's some good stuff.
Did you just drink the letters in the bag?
Oh, yeah.
Are there any left? Wait a second.
Yeah. I just coughed one back up. This one says.
I guess that's one way to do it.
This one says career day on it, but doesn't say what the fruit is. Oh no, here it is. Something. Wait a minute. We're gonna reference Pokemon twice in this episode. Pika no Mi. What do we got here?
Yeah.
What I don't speak Pokemon.
Well, if you refer to the chat, it should answer everything you need to know. Not the chat, the Discord.
No,
list.
I understood. I saw the pictures earlier, and I was very morbidly confused.
All right, so Pika no Mi is the glint
fruit, huh?
Yeah. So it's everyone's favorite.
This picture is terrifying. This is gonna haunt me.
I know.
It's a picture of Pikachu with what's his name?
Borsalino's his full name, but Kizaru's name.
Kizaru's face, and he's making like glint powers with the end of his finger. It's horrifying. This is cursed. This is a cursed image.
And then a little bit above, I think this must be one of those other devil fruits that doesn't have like a designated like devil fruit image from Oda yet. So these are just a couple of like fan edits of what his devil fruit might have looked like.
Right. And well, okay. So what use would there be for being able to make light or turn yourself into light in the real world?
So I feel as though the best use of this power is some kind of miner. And I stand by that because homie can literally just kind of like turn into light, go into like crawl spaces and like, mine other shit, maybe go into like tiny holes. Maybe he's like a oil driller or whatever. I feel like unearthing the earth with this power is the most appropriate use other than like, I guess, power generation, but that's kind of an easy answer.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the person with the glint fruit starts their own business where they just go around and charge people solar panels. Like they're just,
yes.
That's it. They start a business where they go around to, or, you can call them up. They show up on scene with themselves and they just start generating light and probably a lot of it, and they charge people solar panels up for a certain amount of money. I don't know.
This power is like really kind of annoying because like you have to bring to question like, okay, well, like do they just have like infinite energy potential? Like, can they just infinitely like shine in front of a solar panel? Yeah, I mean, it does certainly feel that way.
We've never seen any sort of limit like that on any power, really. Like, Luffy doesn't have an hour time limit on how stretchy he is or anything like that. So, as far as I can tell, all of these powers are just infinite sources of whatever.
I really like the idea that the Rumble, which is the lightning one, just becomes like a nuclear power plant of like straight electricity. And then the Glint comes up and goes like, yeah, well, you want to be nuclear? I'ma be renewables, bitch. Eat shit.
Yeah. What if even simpler, again, he just kind of sells his body out But in this time, he or they just are they're just roaming lighting for shows and movies. They're the light, like you call in the lighting guy, and and this person shows up, but they have no equipment. And they go, where's the lights? Where's the headache, or where's the umbrellas that reflect the light back on the people? And he's like, no, I'm right here. We're good.
The one man roadie, or the one person roadie crew.
Yeah, pretty much. They're just the one-stop shop for all of your lighting needs.
Well, that raises the question: does the person with the glint glint fruit, can they control every like visible color of light along the spectrum, or just like pure white light?
I don't know. So far, we've only seen Borsalino use white light, so that would be interesting. That would be cool if you could. Man, that would open up so many more implications. If they could just like. I mean,
they just become like a DJ, and then just like,
yeah. This opens up so many more possibilities if they can separate the different colors of light out. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that hard. You could just shine your own man-made light through a prism and have it separate that way also. But if you could just stand, like, this could be useful in like scientific research too. You know, they grow different plants under certain types of light or algae or whatever the case may be, using different colored light spectrums. That'd be great for science, for research purposes.
I don't know. I really like the idea that the person with this fruit just becomes a DJ.
That's,
like,
I mean, yeah,
you
true.
son of a bitch! You took my fucking... God damn it! Nothing. I can't have nothing. You take everything from me.
Well, don't go grabbing groceries. You know.
Yeah. For the listeners at home, this man was gone for about the last 5 minutes.
No, I was lurking. I don't know what you're talking about. I was lurking.
Waiting for the right time to strike, except you got sniped. You waited too long, son.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, kids.
But was it in the sense that he could make different colored lights? Because
yes,
that was the context we were here under.
Yeah, I was trying to think back to what I learned in like physics/chemistry, where I was like, I kind of vaguely remember how like the colors and lights that we see work because of sciencey shit. And I was like, or I was loosely remembering. I was like, I don't remember the exact application. How would, Glint user use it? And I said, fuck all that thinking. I'm going to just assume they could be a fucking laser show. And that's how they make the perfect DJ. Just fucking shoot a disco ball up in the air, or have like a certain like array of mirrors or whatever have you. And they're just, you're about to have the best time of your life. Unless you got epilepsy, in which case it's going to be the worst time of your life. But it's going to be pretty colors.
I was trying to like think of something the user could use in terms of like the reflective properties, but that feels like a way harder concept to wrap around for just like an everyday job.
I can't think of anything that would like be useful for like reflection. Like if you could shine light at something and then have it be reflected. I don't know. I mean, like maybe like a particle accelerator, but unless you make yourself the particle accelerator, like what's the point?
You would never have to get if you ever got lost in the canyons of Nevada or something like that, you wouldn't have any problem. You could just don't need a mirror. You just blink yourself and the helicopter will find you.
Yeah. Now we're talking. I mean, this is why I feel like if you had this power, it would be extremely useful for like search and rescue, or for like, digging further into a tunnel that you're a little unfamiliar with or like unsure about. Because let's not forget, this do be a Logia though. So you can just like big chill in any situation you want and, report back and be like, yeah, it's a little moist down here. I don't know. I don't think we should go this way. Or you could go like down the crawl spaces of like this one crevice and be like, dude, we struck oil. This is the spot.
Trying to think of anything else I can think of.
It also seems that as far as I can tell so far, that it doesn't involve heat generation either, really. That Borsalino just kind of radiates light so far. It doesn't seem
it kind of depends, because when, at least with him, he can shoot those beams out that are like literally just destructive blasts of like energy, right? Which do have heat. Like the energy doesn't just like, it's not just a big white light ball that goes poof and then everyone's like,
no, I don't go poof, it go boom. Light go boom.
Yeah, it go boom, which sound and heat do be coming off that shit. So He can.
guess.
They can make heat come off it to an extent, at least under certain circumstances. Which maybe there's an application for that. I just don't want to go down like the war path, like career day, because I mean, yeah, like the person with this fruit could just like make a gun that just shoots their lasers. Or something.
Wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, you made me think. This could be Iron Man.
Just straight up Iron Man.
Yes.
Like, it's Iron Man with a lot less steps. You don't got to worry about making your own unique isotopy thingy that makes your powers. Nah. Throw some armor on yourself, kid. Yeah, Iron Man. You got the lasers and everything.
Why do we even need the armor though? If you have
role.
this fruit,
so that you can be Iron Man, obviously.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I don't know why I'm asking stupid questions.
Yeah, well, what kind of question is that? Who wouldn't want to be?
You don't see Tony Stark just going out there like, yeah, I ain't serious. So I started blasting. No, it's Iron Man.
All right, no, you're right. That's fair.
So anyway, I think the best application is police officer.
All right, thank you for joining us, everybody, for this week's episode of Career Day. Tell us your career picks if you want on our Twitter.
Yeah, oddly applicable listener email, by the way.
Yeah, that was not planned by me, by the way. That is just really good timing on that guy.
But feel free to reach out to us, give us your Career Day picks if you feel like it, or just reach out to us for anything at our email at pandasightings@gmail.com, or also our Twitter at Panda Sightings, right?
And also
just
Instagram.
At Panda Sightings. Oh, and Instagram, and what other socials do we have?
Got
That's
nothing
it.
yet.
All right,
Working
cool.
on something.
Working on the TikTok
Allegedly.
finally. Get that MySpace up and running.
All right, I'm gonna take these bozos to the freezing layer of hell because they've betrayed my trust time and time again.
Freezing layer of hell? What are you talking about? There's only hot. Only fire.
Did you not?
No, not the very bottom. The bottom is bottom's cold. It's
There's
freezing.
more?
Oh yeah, there's
The ninth layer. The ninth layer of hell was cold.
Yeah, ice cold. It's for all the
What the hell? Imagine this shit.
for all the disloyal bastards. Well, Dante.
God damn it, man.
Well, not Dante Alighieri or some Italian name like that.
He didn't come up with it. He saw it. So like, I'm taking you guys there. So
I'll never forgive you, pasta eating freak.
I mean, he saw it and then he wrote the book.
Yeah.
Anyway, go play Devil May Cry. It's pretty fun.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, kids. Bye. Wait, hold on. I got to do a Barracuda bye. He's like,
Oh,
bye.
nobody knows what you're talking about.